Hi, and welcome to our instructional video on instructional coaching. When taking on the role of an instructional coach, it's important to remember that the first step to instructional coaching is building relationships. For an instructional coach to be effective, the teacher-student needs to have a level of trust that the instructional coach is there to help and not to judge or to evaluate job performance. First, we'll look at how the instructional coach builds that relationship and trust by respecting the teacher as a person and valuing them as an educator. Thank you. Thank you for meeting with me during your lunch. I know you get really busy.
Yeah, it gets really hectic.
Yeah, well, I promise I won't take too much of your time. I just wanted to get to know you a little bit.
Okay. What would you like to know?
How long have you worked here?
I've been here about 6 years.
How do you like it?
I really like it. The staff is friendly. The students try their best. I'd like to see a little bit more school spirit around the campus, but I guess we'll say that.
I know what you mean. What about outside of work? Do you have any hobbies?
I like to travel with my husband and my 2 kids.
Where's the last place you went?
We ended up going to Florida. We took the kids to Disney World.
Oh, that's fantastic. I've never been there, but it's on the bucket list. You know that survey I sent out earlier in the year via email? Well, I have the results here, and I thought a couple of the answers were really interesting. Do you mind if I ask you a couple questions, kind of see where you stand on some of these?
Sure, go ahead.
Oh, great. Well, according to the survey results, 65% of the staff is not comfortable with how to integrate technology into the classroom. How do you feel about technology in the classroom?
I like to use it as much as possible. One of the ways I like to use it in the class is to create discussion forums for the students to develop and discuss and share ideas.
Oh, that's amazing. I've read some material on doing that sort of thing, to invigorate classrooms and give every student a voice. But I've never really seen it in action. Do you think I could come by sometime and see how you implement it in your classroom? Maybe.
That would be okay. In fact, I'm planning on having the students do their first discussion forum this Friday.
Oh, okay, great. I could stop by around 9:30 in the morning, if that's okay.
Yes, that will work for me. Stop by a little earlier if you want to see how I get the students started.
I would definitely do that. I'm always looking to build a repertoire of strategies and ideas that I can share with other teachers. Especially the teachers that are not comfortable with using technology. Well, thank you for your time. I won't take up any more of your time. I'll let you get back to your lunch. But thank you. Have a great rest of the day.
You too.
Come in.
Hi, Mr. Jones. I was wondering if you had a minute.
I'm pretty busy right now. I have to get all these papers graded.
I understand. Can I help you with any of that grading?
No thanks. I can handle it.
Okay. How about I come back tomorrow around this time, or maybe after school?
Yeah, tomorrow should be fine. I should have all the grading done by tonight.
Okay. Have a good day. Hey, Mr. Jones.
Hey.
Do you have a minute today?
Sure. Yeah. Have a seat, please. What can I help you with?
Yeah, I wanted to stop by because I haven't really had an opportunity to come and visit your classroom. I love your posters. They were so inspiring.
I only wish that they could be more inspirational. The students don't seem very motivated.
Oh, that's too bad. But I'm sure you'll get there. I'm sure they'll get there with your help.
Hopefully.
Another reason I wanted to stop by is because I noticed that you don't you rarely respond to my weekly emails that I give out to the questions to the staff, and you haven't really answered any of my email requests to come and just visit your class.
You know, to be honest, I've been so busy. I don't really have time to sit down and chat or, write emails about, things that don't really concern my teaching.
Yeah, I understand. Time can be pretty limited this time of year. But I just want to make sure that you knew I was here to help.
Thank you. But again, I'm usually just swamped grading papers or making phone calls home.
Definitely can be time consuming. Well, just to let you know, my job is to share strategies between teachers who don't usually have the time to collaborate with other colleagues, identify and help teachers get what they need, and work with students who need differentiated instruction, and gather new ideas to share with the whole staff,
Okay.
to improve student learning around the whole school.
Oh, well, I mean, to be honest, I didn't know you did all that. But, and I don't mean to be rude, I don't think I need your help.
No problem. Maybe some of these things are things that can help you save some time. But also, how about I help you with your time a little now with my services and create some of these papers with you? Is there a rubric for it?
Yeah, there is a rubric. There is a rubric. Do you know much about grading English papers?
English isn't my area of expertise, but like everyone, I've taken my share of college English courses.
Okay.
If I'm not sure about something, I can ask you. It would be good to see some student samples of work, see if there's anything I can help the English department with.
That's a pretty good idea. Very helpful. So yeah, here's a rubric, and here's a paper. A sample.
After trust and relationships have been built between the teacher student and the instructional coach will need to provide feedback to the teacher that is helpful and that the teacher finds valuable. That feedback should also be appropriate for the audience which is receiving the feedback. Here are two examples of how corrective feedback and reflective feedback can be used in the instructional coaching model. Let's take it from the top. It's so short. So how do you think the lesson went?
I think it went okay. There were a few students that were not participating. So I told them that if they didn't participate, it was going to hurt their grade. But they didn't really seem to care.
Well, maybe they were just putting up a wall, because they couldn't do the assignment at all. Or didn't think they could do it anyways. What do you think?
That's interesting. Yeah, maybe the reading assignment was too difficult, or if the instructions were not clear, then that would have made the assignment difficult to do.
How about this? How about next period we try something different for students with those types of responses?
Okay.
Let's write down a couple questions that you can ask them to see if there is something wrong, a reason why they're not doing it. Maybe you set up some reading circles for the instructional portion of the period.
That's a pretty good idea. But, I don't know how to set up the reading circles.
Oh, that's no problem. I can help you with that. We can maybe set up the reading circles next period. I can help set it up, and you can kind of take it over from there for the rest of the day.
Okay, that sounds like a good idea. Yeah.
I always like to do this activity on Mondays. Gives the students a chance to shake the weekend off and start thinking academically.
Yeah, Mr. Jeffers really liked that idea. He has the kids up and running it every Monday now. He says it's really improved his classroom environment.
I'm glad he found it so helpful and it's worked well for him. The biggest challenge is staying current with the topics, so that is relevant for the students.
That makes sense. I've noticed that some kids don't participate though. They try to sleep during class or tune out with their headphones in their ears. What do you do for students like that?
That's a good question. In my class, they're not allowed to use headphones or sleep. If they get off topic, I remind them to focus.
And so it's mostly a classroom management thing?
To an extent. I suppose I could try to ask them to participate in a different way. Let me list a few ideas.
Well, those are some good ideas. May I write down one or two ideas that I think might work too?
Go ahead. Yes, I forgot about that one. That is a good strategy.
Well, what do you say we try a couple of those out? If not all of them, and make some notes in the successes notebook. And you can let me know how they went. I can stop by every Tuesday and check them out.